Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Ryan Schallenberger. I'm the marketing manager here at Reveille Software. We're excited to share our topic with you today, which is the latest chargeback and license management solutions for OpenText Intelligent Capture / Captiva. We're going to go ahead and get started with you all since we allotted just 15 minutes today. Our presenters are Bob Howitt. He's the VP of Sales here at Reveille, and Kieran Fox, our Senior Pre-Sales Consultant. Now, before we get started, our fast-paced agenda is as follows. Bob Howitt will first give an overview of Reveille software. He will then review our solutions on chargeback and license management. And then Kieran's going to jump into a demonstration and show you how these solutions actually look and feel inside of Reveille. And then I'm going to take it back over and wrap up and give the next steps. And we don't necessarily have time during this webinar and presentation since we just have you for 15 minutes to go over any Q&A. But if you do have questions, please submit them within the Q&A function, and we'll make sure to follow up with you directly within 24 hours. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Bob.
Thank you, Ryan. We have a lot of ground to cover, so let's go ahead and get started. Reveille is a software company who focuses all of its energies on supplying monitoring and management solutions for enterprise content systems. If you look at the big circle on the right, the products offered by Hyland and IBM and OpenText and Kofax are the products we support. Today, we're going to concentrate our efforts on how we support and provide solution packs for the OpenText Captiva Intelligent Capture System. Now, on the left-hand side, you'll see a couple bullet items that say our code is agentless, and it's about configuring these solutions. It's not about coding these solutions. And as you'll see on the lower left-hand side, the Reveille software runs in all different kinds of customer environments, including on-prem, hybrid clouds, public clouds, and private clouds. You'll see here on this diagram, Reveille can monitor and manage the three main components that make up an enterprise content management environment, namely capture, content management, and archive systems. These systems are often a key part of a complete application stack, but for the most part in large organizations, about the only thing that's getting monitored in these environments is the underlying infrastructure and the network they're running on. For the most part, when things start going wrong, all these respective departments get together and try to figure out what's going on. So it's very costly and very prohibitive to find issues when they're actually going on inside one of these environments. That's where Reveille focuses its energies. But Reveille realizes that these enterprise content systems do not operate in a vacuum. So over the years, we've built out monitoring and management capabilities, including the users of these applications, the underlying infrastructure, such as storage systems and the database systems. We've built out application integrations, the leading business applications on the market, and Reveille's built to integrate with the other solutions that already exist in large IT organizations, such as Splunk, ServiceNow, Remedy, and many, many other teams. How does Reveille do this? We do this with primarily two different lines of code. On the left-hand side, you'll see what's called Reveille Platform. That's the Reveille code that actually monitors the internals and the processes of these enterprise content systems. For Captiva, we're managing and monitoring all of the batches that are occurring. We're managing all of the processes that allow people to use Captiva / Intelligent Capture to bring information, various sources through the capture process, all the way through to taking that information and putting it in the repositories. That code itself is called the Reveille Platform code. On the right-hand side is what we call the Reveille User Analytics code. That's the code that allows us to look at what the user is doing with that information. We can see when they're logging on to systems. In the case of capture, we can see what manual steps they're taking, what manual steps they're taking in the capture process, and we can report back on that. In addition to our primary code, platform and user analytics, Reveille has built out what we call solution packs. These are pre-configured dashboards and reports that provide immediate business visibility and insight into these complex systems. Today, we're going to concentrate on chargeback and license management. The first solution I want to talk about today is what we call our chargeback solution. Revly, because it's already capturing usage, user usage, and system usage information, has the ability to help customers charge back the different lines of business or agencies or departments that are utilizing Captiva. Okay, so instead of taking a lump sum and charging back their respective business units and divvying up the pie equally, we can actually determine which departments should be billed based upon the information that we're gathering. Information like user levels and object counts, document transaction counts, repository storage, all go into providing information that allows companies to charge back these lines of business based upon actual usage and not just a random divvying up of the overall costs. Our license management solution pack often combines with our chargeback solution pack to provide customers and MSP providers the information they need to keep track of the actual usage of the licenses that they're paying for. A large organization who's growing and continually changing their environment, it's hard to keep track of where these actual licenses are residing, on what servers, and what the usage is. Revly keeps track of user levels, user counts, application session counts, batch counts, and more that allows the customers to gain valuable insight as to what they're actually using in the licenses they've already paid for or are going to contract in the future. We're going to show you this now in a demonstration. So Kieran, over to you.
Thanks, Bob. With Revly's license management and chargeback solution, companies can accurately monitor ECM application use and thus ECM license use in real time. They can also produce objective chargeback information for each ECM department and consumer. If there is an issue with license or system use, Revly automatically provides a notification and can even take system access actions. This could be via Microsoft Teams, Office 365 email, Slack, Splunk, PagerDuty, or any application that can receive a message via a published API, SMTP, or other defined protocol interface. The key is receiving a notification when or even before something significant happens. The organization defines what is significant, so we do not send multiple notifications that are not required. We see timely flags when something is happening on the system that is of interest. Once we have reviewed our notification, we open the Revly user console. This is where we investigate license and system use, and can start to get a view of the whole content management environment. It shows all the elements that are being managed and monitored within Revly. Here we can see that Revly monitors are different colors. The color represents the severity status of the monitor. The orange monitors have a warning. The green monitors have no issue. We can filter on status and only look at monitors with issues or warnings. We can also filter by name. This allows us to quickly access the monitors of interest and go directly to the area we need to manage. If I open my Intelligent Capture monitor, I can drill down to the next level of detail. The boxes you can see within the monitor diagram are called Revly resources. Resources allow us to structure the monitor based on the organization's system and requirements. You can see we've structured this based on different areas of content management functionality. We can see Revly's flexibility and its ability to allow the organization to manage its environment in a way that makes sense to them. Across the top of the monitor, you can see different tabs allowing us to access monitor-related data. Status allows us to look at the monitor resources in more detail. We can look at captured issues via the log, test response times, the number of incidents we've encountered and how many have been resolved. We can see who has been notified of issues, and we can view Revly Intelligent Capture metrics. As a test runs against the enterprise content management environment, we can gather data. This data is held within a Revly metric and allows us to produce trending analysis. We do this because it provides us with an historical view of license use and how the system is being used. We can look at this data and assess license use and define a baseline which we can then evaluate against. If an evaluation fails, we can then flag it and raise a notification via one of the channels we discussed earlier. Reveille also gathers what we call user analytics data. If we open a Reveille dashboard, we can see this data. User analytics data covers what end users are doing within the system and how the system is performing for them. When a user interacts with the system via a web-based interface such as web client or REST API-based custom app, Reveille looks at the packets at the start and the end of the transaction. When Reveille sees these transactions going across the network, it extracts the relevant data and creates a transaction within Reveille. Reveille works in parallel with only intelligent capture network traffic. It does not intercept it, so it has no effect on the performance of network traffic. It provides intelligent capture transaction visibility with context. You can see the type of intelligent capture business transactions available could be anything from search, logging in, logging out, deleting a document, exporting a document, etc. Typically, with each transaction, Reveille gathers when the transaction took place, who carried out the transaction, what the transaction was, the duration of the transaction, the server and client IP addresses and ports, the repository which the user was connecting to, and any related transaction properties or custom fields associated with that particular transaction. So for example, with a search transaction, the custom field could potentially hold the search criteria. On a view document, they can contain the document name and document size. With this unique capability, transaction performance is no longer subjective. Reveille can gather the true nature of the transaction. Also, all of the above fields can be sorted upon. It is a combination of this transactional data and metric data that allows Reveille to provide insight into how the system is being used and how it is performing, and whether it's working correctly for end users. Dashboards allow us to visualize this data. This dashboard is focused on intelligent capture license levels. Reveille captures all the necessary metrics automatically based on actual usage. This includes key information for ECM license management, such as user levels, user count trends, application session counts, transaction levels, batch counts, page counts, etc. Based on this Reveille gathered data, system license use can be monitored accurately, and usage plans can be produced, enabling license purchase or reallocation if required. Reveille can produce license management reports for the management teams showing current license usage levels at the organization, department, and user level. Reveille can even raise a ticket in a separate system to request license renewal or upgrade purchase. Reveille can also eliminate the requirements of pulling information from multiple sources to gather ECM-focused chargeback data. In this dashboard, we can see some of the key chargeback information Reveille gathers, such as user levels, object counts, document transaction counts, repository storage, and more. Reveille requires no change to the target application and does not impact operating performance. Reveille can produce chargeback reports for the management teams, showing how ECM services are consumed at the organization, department, and user level. These reports provide ECM-specific chargeback costs and verifiable justification for the ECM charges. Reveille can deliver the chargeback information in Excel or PDF formats. Reveille has a REST-based API providing access to Reveille data from other common applications. It can also provide trusted data connectors with data visualization and analytics tools such as Microsoft Power BI. This allows you to create your own dashboards and reports using Reveille data with other organization data sources. We've looked at how Reveille can identify and notify when issues occur, and then provide the information required to investigate these issues. Reveille allows the organization to look at how the system is being used, how it is performing, and drill down into the information via dashboards and reports. So how do we set up Reveille and allow it to do all of this? The Reveille administration console is where we carry out most of our configuration. If we open the monitor we were looking at previously, we can see the monitor structure. We can see the resources it contains, and if we open one of those resources, we can see the tests within it. You can see by the nature of these tests that we focus on monitoring capability at the content management products application structure. This functionality comes out of the box. If Reveille encounters an issue, it will notify the required people via the most appropriate channel, but we also might want to do something about it. And this is where Reveille's remediation solution comes into play. We can configure Reveille to carry out a proactive action when it encounters a specific issue. This could be automatic or can require confirmation. With Reveille's remediation solution, we can carry out many different actions. As you can see, we have many out-of-the-box actions. These range from starting common intelligent capture services and processes to actions for AWS or Azure public clouds. Reveille can also run PowerShell scripts. This capability allows Reveille to carry out any action that can be completed with a PowerShell script, providing great flexibility. This ability to carry out an action, to resolve or provide a workaround to an issue, ensures the organization reduces to a minimum the impact issues have on end users and allows the content management administrators to reduce their administration time. Thank you for your time. Hopefully you found the demo useful. I'll now hand back to Ryan.
All right, thank you, Kieran. And we're just going to wrap up here. Again, thank you everyone for your time. If you did have a question, we're going to respond to that question within 24 hours directly back to you. And as Bob alluded to within this presentation, there's a ton of this information on our website. We have short videos, demonstrations, and we also have other webinars to take a look at. So please check out our website for more information. And if you want to take a step further and you have direct questions, you want to have a contact, well, that would be Bob Howitt, who gave the beginning part of this presentation. He's the VP of Sales here at Reveille, and you can see his email there on the screen. So once again, just thank you for your time. We know this was quick hitting, but we really appreciate it. And we just thank you for your time today and hope you have a good rest of your day.